Wrestling Society X. Remember that, Frolics? I do, and I remember really enjoying it. At the time, 2007, it was an MTV type deal, if I remember correctly, and it only went one season. I think there were other recordings made, but not, and they were done as a kind of extended play. And I don't know if it went as well as it might. One of the reasons being, I think, is because you bring in loads of stars, a bit like the XWF, and then you load it with gimmicks, and you want people to keep coming back, don't you? But you load it with gimmicks, and it doesn't seem to tell a story. It's just a load of high spots. But it starts, this first episode, really well. Why? Because you have Matt Sydal, yes, and he is facing Jack Evans. It's a great match if you like high spots, because they're both going to do this, aren't they? So you've got Sydal dumping Evans over the top. Well, actually, just kind of picking him up and throwing him to the concrete floor. No mats around the ring, folks. I'd forgotten that, Frolics. And then a suicide dive. I do like Jack Evans flips into elbow drops. These two are great wrestlers. They are. Reverse gory bomb, really, from Matt Sydal. And then a pump handle power bomb type slam, or sort of package slam, if you like. But Evans is back with a nasty DDT, and then a 630 splash. 450 is not good enough for him. Oh no. And he gets the pin for that. And that's your first match. Then they give you a Battle Royale deal, where there are two contracts in play. And those contracts are for the heavyweight title fight next week. So they don't have any titleists at the moment, of course. It's completely new. So let me give you some idea of who's in here. I mean, we do see Just Incredible in getting ready to come in. Hamrick, New Jack's there, Teddy Hart's there, a lot of others here. So we've got Credible and Teddy Hart, Just Incredible. Teddy Hart starting early, and Just Incredible starting even earlier, as soon as Teddy Hart gets in, actually. In fact, Teddy Hart throws his water bottle at Justin, I think, as he comes to the ring and gets it back upside the head. And then Credible greets him with a super kick. A super kick. Then you've got Chaos in there, double clothesline, a nasty Hart package DDT. I mean, he folded him up, hits it beautifully. Shooting star from the top. Teddy Hart could, I don't know if is he still wrestling? I could check it out, but I can't be bothered. So, he was fantastic in his time in the wrestling ring. Fantastic. So Shooting Star is lovely. Vampiro is in. Never been a great fan of Vampiro, to be honest. Great gimmick, great look. Never been a fan of his in-ring work, really. Hart gets some punches on him, quite a lot. And Vampiro is no selling, because he's undead, folks. Undead, you see. Gets a choke slam. Then, during the break, we had Puma, who's straight in and straight out. By the way, outside the ring, you've got various items like tables and also two live electric wire boxes. This is what I mean about overselling. Now, or overstuffing, overbooking. And there'll be more than this in a minute. Just bear with me. So, Puma is in and out in the break. We just see that. In pick. There's Six-Pack, not X-Pack, Six-Pack, just throwing his fag down as he gets in, his cigarette, big spinning kick, some X-Factors to 2 or 3 people, a Bronco Buster, which I haven't missed after not really having seen it. I never liked it. Chris Hamrick is in. He and New Jack, as he said by commentary, don't really have a kind of... They got differing backgrounds, let's say. Hamrick is a kind of good old country southern boy, and New Jack isn't. So he comes in at the same time as Hamrick, carrying a toy guitar. New Jack's extraordinary. He smacks Hamrick, throws him over the top, through a table, then eliminates himself just to smack Hamrick a bit more, gets back in the ring with the toy guitar, plays it, gives us a tune. Then it looks like there's so much going on, I can't really tell. Smacks it over the head of the referee, and then leaves to smack Hamrick up a bit more. He will jump off the little parapet over the entrance way, or over the entrance door. That's what a door generally is, Steve. Entrances or exits. That's the case. Onto a table and through Hamrick, because of course that's the kind of thing he did. Back in the ring, he has to wait to do that, because back in the ring, we've got, it looks like the Amazing Red. He's not, I don't think he's, because there's so much going on, I don't think they usually give you, they come out and they pause and they give you the sort of, this is where they've been and this is the titles they've won. I didn't see that for the Amazing Red. Looks like he and someone else, can't see who, go through one of those live wire boxes. They're live wire, folks. It's really dangerous. There's lots of kind of sparking and sound and, fury and lighting. And it must have hurt. But we don't quite know who they are because there's so much going on, folks. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I don't miss anything. Then we've got a lovely moonsault from Teddy Hart, just in case you were wondering where the wrestling is, and a great DDT off the top. He's then eliminated, which is sad. I'm ashamed because he'd done some great work. Youth Suicide, who I don't know who Youth Suicide is. I mean, really, just tell me if you know who he is. He's the contracts, by the way, because everyone's got in to the ring now, are now in place. So we've got some big ladders coming in. As if it wasn't overbooked already, there are big ladders in, because you've got to get the contracts that are hanging from two rather chunky chains. Immediately, Youth Suicide empties out some thumbtacks, overbooking, folks. The ladder's in. Youth Suicide gets up there quickly, is powerbombed off it by Vampiro, who carries him round the ring in the powerbomb position to look for where the thumbtacks are, then dutifully powerbombs him onto those thumbtacks. Whilst all this action's going on, Six-Pack, behind the backs of everybody, gets up the ladder, jumps up the ladder and runs up the ladder, gets his contract, and then sort of doesn't know what to do, because the match is still going on. Way, do I get back in? I've got a contract in my hand, because they actually are pieces of paper. Do I then fold it up? Do I get what do I do? Do I smack somebody with a contract? Has it got so much vellum in it that it's quite stiff and can knock somebody out? Or do I just stand on the apron going, yay, I've got my contract? It doesn't last that long after that, really. Youth Suicide is dumped off the ladder. It's a tall ladder. He's about halfway up it, onto the second box of live wires. All of that. There's loads of that in Wrestling Society X, if I remember rightly. It's usually really good technical high spot match, and then Wrestling Fest with loads of different things overbooked. And more of this in a minute, but Vampiro gets the contract, so Vampiro and Six-Pack will fight next week for that heavyweight title. I'm not interested in either of those fighting, are you? But there were big names at the time. I just don't like either of them in the wrestling ring at all, to be honest. And we've also got this guy with one of those old-style mic comes down, one of those with big metal ones, that you can hold in your hand, doing that, welcome to Wrestling Society X! And he's running around the ring. It's doing that sort of thing. We don't need that. If the wrestling's good, you won't need it. It's overcharged, overbooked. It's just extraordinary from start to finish. At the time, I thought, my word. Because, you don't get the chance always in those days to see people like Teddy Hart, do you? And looking back, it just looks like, here's an exhibition. Put loads of flippy floppy moves in it. Right. Now, here we're going to have some hardcore stuff where people go through tables and there's lots of explosions. Right. What's on next week? Same sort of thing. We're going to have to top it. Right. Okay. Bring in a firing squad and we'll kill one of them. It's that sort of thing, isn't it? It's overbooked right from the beginning. Maybe next week, I haven't seen next week's yet, and I can't remember what it was like, but maybe it'll calm down a bit. But, my word. So much going on. Even I missed some of it. No wonder it didn't last. It ran out of steam. Ta-ta.